I'm Cape Joel, and this is Comic Smack, the weekly comic show where we take closer, more in-depth looks at the coolest, most happening things going on in the world of comics and superheroes. And on today's show, we're going to be looking at all new X-Men issue number 7. The Merry Mutants mission in France is not yet over. Can they defeat Toad and save their leader? Well, let's hop on in and find out what happens next, shall we?
So, as the comic opens, the new X-Men team are all gathered around the portable Cerebro they brought with them in the camper. You see, here's the thing, while their mini Cerebro can indeed help them find mutants, it can't help them find Cyclops right now because the machine only works after a mutant has activated their powers. That to me seems like a glaring design flaw. Here's hoping they patch that in the next update. From there we transition over to Scott, who's being held captive by a drunken Toad in the catacombs under Paris. Why did Toad go through all the trouble to kidnap Cyclops? Well, as I mentioned before, he's drunk, but more importantly than that, he's really stupid, as we're going to find out. You see, Toad actively blames the older Cyclops for everything bad that ever happened in his life. Before this, Toad was a janitor at the X-Men school and everything was looking up for him. Then the schism happened and he kind of lost everything. Now he assumes that if he kills this younger Cyclops, he'll stop the dark future from happening. Like I said, total idiot. What's interesting is the other X-Men figure out about his motivations from watching his YouTube channel. Yeah, apparently Toad tried to make a go of it as a vlogger for a little bit. Nah man, vlogging's not where it's at. You should have reviewed your favorite comic books. Scott finds himself in a rather precarious position right now. He could very easily just open up with his concussive blast and waste Toad, but because he's underground, he would bring the entire tunnel system down on top of him. But hey, you know what? When you got a drunk sharpened bottle against your throat, that pretty much makes the choice for you. Not that things get much better. Yeah, he's not tied down anymore, but now Scott has to maneuver his way through the catacombs of Paris, a veritable modern-day maze, without being able to open his eyes. Furthermore, Toad, doubling down on his murder plot, decides to set a fire with a bunch of kerosene he had handy. If nothing else, the first optic blast managed to alert the rest of the X-Men, who find their way to Scott's position. The only problem is they can't quite figure out that he's underground. Although they'll certainly get some hints when Scott yet again uses his optic blast, bringing down even more of the tunnel and even some of the city street on top of himself. All New X-Men number 7 was kind of an odd issue. We have a villain, but the villain is a bigger threat to themselves than they are the heroes. Once again, Cyclops took center stage, and the big theme of him having to pay for the sins of his older self were put on full display. Not a bad issue by any stretch of the imagination, but it's an issue that I'm almost certainly going to forget by the time I'm done with it. Overall, I would feel comfortable giving this one a 6 out of 10.
Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching my newest video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll feel like checking out some more videos I have on offer here at Cape Joel.
I'm Cape Joel, and this is Comic... That was limp. That was limp. You're throwing me off my game, damn it. I usually get that in the first try every time.
That's not my luck at all.
The one time I have an audience.